We were with 5th Marine Snipers, Scout Sniper Platoon, and we were attached to different line companies, infantry companies within the 5th Marine Regiment. And we could reach out and touch you at about 1,100, 1,200 meters pretty accurately. We were pinned down by mortars and machine gun fire, and Captain Graham, who eventually won the Medal of Honor, was killed with one of our snipers, sent us out to neutralize them. And we went out into the bush and located them, neutralized them, so that the Marines could move up without having them assault, the position. We were able to take them out. We could also go out and find their snipers and counter-sniper with them. What they would do is they would drop us off. You'd go out in a column on a patrol, and they would drop us off, and we'd get up into the hillside by ourselves, and the platoon would continue on. And what would happen is, in a lot of cases, that the VC would come in behind them, or they'd plant booby traps. And what we would do is we would protect their flanks, and we would protect their rear. And we could either let them know by radio, we could call on artillery, we could call on mortar fire, we could call on airstrikes. We were very valuable. And a lot of cases like that, what we would do, depending on how far away, is that we would fire and start taking out some of the VC or NBA, whoever was booby trapping it. If we missed the target, we would only fire one more round, because those things sounded like, when you heard it go off, you knew it was a sniper weapon. We could tell, very distinct sound. And
what did it sound like?
Like a cannon.
Oh, really?
I'm serious. It really had it would put fear in you if you know the sound. You know the sound.
So you've been back to Vietnam?
Yeah, I went back with my partner and one other of the guys.
Why did you want to go back?
Well, my partner was one of my good friends, was wounded at Tet, and he wanted to go back. And my partner and I had talked. He was my spotter. Had talked about going back for a long time, and we went back some of the areas that we had, seen in time that were special, and we wanted to revisit. I guess remember and forget at the same time. From our unit itself, we had 3 Marines that were killed over there, and we lost quite a few coming recently, mostly with cancer and heart. We've had 3 in the last 5 years. 2 of them died with cancer, and one with a heart attack, and very close. We were in action every single day for a solid year. We were on a patrol, or we were in an operation or something. And when we left country, we didn't come back on a boat and have that time to talk to people. We were back in the United States in 24 hours, 48 hours. And it was like, you'd get upset. You're walking down the street, and people didn't even realize that there's people dying in Vietnam, and nobody cared. It wasn't until about 10 years ago that it became chic to be a Vietnam veteran. And it was okay. Again, and most of us kind of buried it when we came back and never opened that book. I didn't. And it wasn't because I was ashamed. It's because the people who were asking me questions couldn't understand. When someone says, well, how did it feel to kill somebody? How do you explain it to someone? So I felt it's best not to even talk to them about it, because they don't understand, and you couldn't get them to understand. So, and I love some of the ones now. How did you feel what did you feel when you shot your first person? And they tell them recoil. It wasn't a game to us then, and it's not a game to us now. But when you think of a year out of my life, you spent a lot of it in fear, but there was a lot of growing up that happened there, and a lot of things that you found out about yourself and what was important to you, and something simple like having ice in your water. You learn not to take things for granted that we do today, and we take a lot of things for granted. I'm very, very proud. I'm proud to be a Marine, a former Marine. I'm proud to have been a sniper. I'm proud to have fought for this country, and I wouldn't go back and change it.